everyone, it's Di here from Di's Den, and this week I would like to show you how I made this card. It stands up like this. You can't really see it very well on the screen, but it stands up like this, and I was asked to do a couple more cards like this so that we could use up some of our scrappy pieces of card. Now I did this one this way, but I'm doing the other one with a different panels here. This is really an easy card to do, and it looks so effective. And once again, you've got a nice writing panel on the back here. This was done in some older paper, so it's got little dirty marks on it. But I was really pleased with it. And this set here is retired. It's called Animal Outing. But I just thought, you know what, I loved it, so I thought I'm going to use that up. And that's the card I'm going to make. This will fit into a regular C6 envelope because this measures 4 1/8 by 6 inches. So it will fit into a regular envelope, which is really good. Now I call this card a tri-shutter card. I don't know what anybody else calls it, but that's what I call it, a tri-shutter card, and I think it's just really great. So let's pop that on one side and we'll show you what we're going to be using. We're going to be using the Sweet Strawberry stamp set and punch. I'm going to be making some strawberries up, and I'm using the Happy Birthday You Sweet Thing, You Sweet Thing. If you're got a bit of a twang in your voice, but it's You Sweet Thing. Okay, so what you will need are a card blank that measures 6 inches. Let me move that out the way so I can read my things. 6 inches by 12 inches. Then you will need, and I've already done a lot of the sticking together for the same reason as before, 3 pieces of card that is real red. No, actually I think that might be Poppy Parade because it's actually really bright. I'm not sure. This piece will measure 3 3/4 by 2 3/4, and you need 3 of those, and then 3 pieces of Designer Series paper, which measure 3 1/2 by 2 1/2. So let's pop them on one side. Let's stick, while I'm doing this, let's simply pop that out of the way and stick these together at the same time, and then we can run through them very quickly, as I've stuck most of the things down. So that's the 3 3/4 by 2 3/4 with the 3 1/2 by 2 1/2. You'll then need 8 pieces of card that measure 1 3/4 by 1 1/4, and 8 pieces of Designer Series paper that measure 1 1/2 by 1. So let's pop that on there. Now if you've got a directional paper like I have here, you need to make sure that your direction is on the shorter side, so it runs down the card. Okay, so that's those pieces done. You will then need 2 pieces of card that measure 1 1/4 by 1 1/4 by 3 3/4, and 2 pieces of Designer Series paper that measure 1 by 3 1/2. So let's pop that back. That was 2 together. Then for your writing panel, you're going to need another piece that measures 3 3/4 by 2 3/4, and a white piece that measures 3 1/2 by 2 1/2. But we won't do sticking them together until we get round to doing that. For my sentiment, I have 3 pieces of card that measure 1 inch by about 3 1/2. There is no right or wrong for those, it's just they're my pieces I'm using, so let's see how we go with that. And then for my scraps, to make my my strawberries, I've got a piece of card that measures 1 1/2, and this measures the width for a piece of A4 piece of paper, so it's 8 1/4, and another piece that measures 1 1/2 by 5 3/4. That's to make my strawberries. Now I've done 5 already, and we'll do 5 together. So if we need them, we've got them, but if we don't, well, it doesn't matter. So here we go. This is our main card. So we're going to bring in our scoreboard. Oops. And we're going to pop it into the scoreboard at the 12-inch side, and we're going to score this at 2 inches, 4 inches, 8 inches, and 10 inches. Then we're going to turn it onto the, I'm going to turn it over so that it's actually easier, because the back side of this paper is, you can see the ridges a little bit better. So we're going to turn that over and we put it in the short side at the 6-inch side. And we're going to score this at the 1.5 inch mark, but we're going to bring this down and start our 1.5 inch at the 2 inch, the very first of the score lines, and we're going to draw it down to the very last score line, and then we're going to do the same at the 4.5 inch mark. We're going to just trace that down to the score line, and from there down to the 10-inch mark. So our score lines look like so. So we have our 2, 4, 8 and 10, and our score lines that go the opposite way start at the 2 and finish at the 10, and that's 1.5 inches, and start at the 2 and finish at the 10 at 1.5 inches. So that's all our scoring done. So now what we're going to do is we're going to bring, I'm going to move my piece of paper here, so I've got my cutting board. Oops. And I'm going to bring in my craft knife. Now you can do this on your trimmer if you wish. I just find that I can get a nice neater edge, and I can see where I'm going if I do it on my cutting board. So I can pop this right on that line, and I can cut from that 2-inch line all the way through to the 10-inch line. And I'm going to turn it around, and I'm going to do exactly the same again. I'm going to cut it, pop that ruler on that line again, on that score line again, and I'm going to cut from the 2-inch line through to, there we go, our 10-inch line. So that's our scoring and cutting done. So let me bring in my piece of paper again. Oops, it's upside down. And we're going to do our folding. Now, I need my original card so I can see which way the folds go. So we're going to start with our outside ones. So it doesn't matter whether you start at the top or the bottom. You want to do a mountain fold, a mountain fold, and a valley fold. And we're going to do the same at the bottom half. A mountain fold, oops, I missed this one. A mountain fold, a valley fold, a mountain fold, a valley fold. So we've got a mountain fold, a valley fold, a mountain fold, and a valley fold. With my inside ones, I have a mountain fold and a valley fold. So let's turn it over and do a mountain fold from the other side. It's easier. So we have our card like this. So we have, I'll pop it down like this so you can see. Mountain, valley, mountain, valley. Miss this bit of a score line here on the 2-inch mark, and at the 4-inch mark it's a mountain fold, and the 8-inch mark is the valley fold. This one is not a fold here. And then once again, this end matches this one. So it's mountain, valley, mountain, valley. Then we can very gently push it together so that it goes over nicely on top of each other, and we can just now burnish all those nice score lines like so. Excuse my dog over there, she's making a noise. So that's our card, and it is actually looking really quite good. It stands up beautifully even on its own. And now we're going to actually lay this flat, and we're going to start by putting all our little squares on. So our little squares go across the top here and across the bottom here. Okay, so let's glue those all in place, making sure that you get your, in this case I haven't got them all up the correct way, but just making sure as you put them on that you put them all up the same way, so that you don't have any upside down fruit. We don't want our fruit upside down, it would look wrong. Now if you've got a pattern that doesn't matter, well then that's great, but as I'm using this one, and I just thought, well, you know what, let's use up my strawberry paper. Oops, that one's upside down too. Got quite a few of them upside down here, but I just picked them all up in a big pile, that's why. I so love strawberries too. Well, one of my favourite fruits. Thank goodness I like apples. I have an apple tree in my backyard and it's absolutely laden with fruit. So, really happy. We make plenty of apple pies and apple turnovers. Okay, so that's our little squares on. So our long ones go in this section here and here. So let's pop those in. And that one goes there. Oops, that's a bit over a bit. Over that way a tiny bit more, please. Thank you. Now with our three sections that go through the middle, this will help stabilise these other marks that we put in there. So we're going to pop these three across the middle here like so. How gorgeous is that looking on that red? Oh, it looks really good with the green and then the red as well. Again, I'm really happy with the way this is turning out. Wow. Yep, really happy with the way that looks. And that's really stabilised these sections here where we put our 10-inch mark and our 2-inch mark across score lines. So that's the card there, like so. Let's do some stamping now. So we're going to stamp our strawberries onto this piece of paper here, and our leaves, stalks on this one. So I have here some colours. I have soft suede, which I'm going to stamp my outline of my strawberries. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we're finished with that one. For my inside of my strawberries, I have my strawberry punch and real red ink, and I'm going to stamp that over the top of my other ones. And that's our strawberries punched. Let's close that up, and now we'll do our leaves, stalks, before we do anything else, just so that we know we can just do all our punching all at once. So we're going to stamp our stalks. We need 5 stalks. I'm using garden green on garden green paper card. So I have 5 of them, and I've put them in a row that way because then they will go into the punch really nicely. So we'll punch out a couple and we'll see how many we need. If I need them any more, we will do them. By punching them like this, I don't waste anywhere near as much card as if I might as well punch them all out, even if I don't make them all up, as if I was making, you know, cutting them out one at a time. I find that for me, oops, I don't want that put away, this is the easiest way. So I have 5 strawberries there. Let's clean up my mess. And then we can pop our stalks in here this way around. Let's start this end. No, start this end, otherwise we cut them off. And we can cut the 1, 2, 3. Oops, my card just fell on the floor. 4, and the lucky last one, which if I'd have done it, started at the other end, I wouldn't have had to have worried about pulling that out. So let's see. Ouch! Just stuck my arm on the end of the glue and it was really quite pointy. So let's pop those bits out of the way, and as you can see, that way I don't waste much cardstock. Pick my card up off the floor, so excuse me a moment. It fell down. Let's lay it down there for a second, and we will show you how to put these together. We might as well put them all together. So I just place a little bit of glue across the top of the stalk like so. Turn it around in my hand if I can, and I glue them to the top of the strawberries. They don't take very long at all to make, and I think they just look absolutely gorgeous. I absolutely love this strawberry set. Oops. And I'm not sure whether it has carried over or not into the new catalogue. I really haven't had that good a look through my catalogue yet. I just did my pre-order, so I'm actually doing my video here before the launch date, so of the new catalogue, so as I will be away on holidays at that time. Okay, so I have my strawberries all done there. So now we're going to do our other bits of stamping, which are, I'm going to stamp another strawberry, I think, on here. So let's bring in this, because I don't think I'm going to bring in all the way through. I'm not sure exactly how, because I won't be having any words on the back. So let's put some strawberries around the edge. Like so, along with my middle of my strawberries. Why am I doing them in that colour? That was really silly, wasn't it? Oh dear. Let's turn that over and start again. Shows we all can make mistakes if we're not watching what we're doing, by not putting things away when we're finished with them. Okay, that's my outside of my strawberries. Let's bring in my strawberries. Let's wipe the ink off the side of that. That's better. Let's see if that's red. Yes, beautiful. Because I don't have anything over here to clean my stamps. That's over on my other desk. I can actually... I need to tell my dog to lay down. Phoebe, lay down, please. Just going to go over that one again. That's it. And now we'll pop that one away. And I don't have many tops, but I'll do what ones I do have. So... there we go. So that's the back of the card done. So let's glue that together now that we have that looking better. And we can see where we are going. I guess we could have had a brown one. It would have been an unripened one. So I'm just leaving that without any words on the back. And that's going to go onto the back of our card in this section here. So just making sure we've got our strawberries up the right way. As we don't want them upside down. And that will help really, really stabilise that section of the card. Wow, yep, that's looking great. So we're going to stamp our happy birthday to you sweet thing onto this piece of card. And then I'm going to flag both ends of it. Now I'm stamping this in real red. Let's move that away. And I have my triple tag punch here. These measure 1 inch wide, and as I say, they're all different lengths. I'm just going to flag both ends of this one, and then let's flag that one again, shall we? Oops, get in there. That's better. It's got a tiny bit of something on the end. That's it. That's better. So now I'm going to flag just one end of my green one and one end of my red piece here, and work out how I'm going to pop these together. Do I pop them off of each other? Yes, I think I will. So this one is now how long? 3.5 inches. So let's make this one 3.5 inches as well. And tag them on the other end. I'll pop that punch out of the way. Let's glue these together like so. Move that bit of glue off of there, and then this one can sit over the top like that. So I'm going to pop this one on here flat, or do I put it up? What do you think? I might put that one up. Now I've run out of my dimensions again. So I've got some of these old ones that I've had for a while. So let's pop a few of these on the back of this one. And we will pop this onto the front here of my card. Come on, get off. And I'll stick this one down on top of it. Like so. Yep, that looks just right. Yep, that just definitely looks right to me. So we're going to open this up, and I'm going to use some more of these. So let's cut some of these in half. So I've got cut some of these in half because I don't need that much on the back of them. Oops. Let's pop these on the back before we start. Come on, get off of there. Oh my goodness, I've got them stuck all over my fingers now. And not where I want them to be. So, that's the last two. We are going to now pop some of these strawberries on all over the place. So we'll pop one here, like so, and probably one down here. Yep, that's great. We can pop a couple through the middle here. And onto this side over here. Oops. Why is that stuck? It didn't stick. It's me. Okay, now I think that's probably enough strawberries, personally. So I've still got 3 left. So we know who will get those. And now that Mum's home, let's hope she can stay home this time. I'm going to finish this off with some enamel dots that I have. These are from the Christmas catalogue called the Told Tidings, but I just want to use things, as I said before, and I just thought these red ones, if I can get them off, will look really lovely glued on here. Yep, that's just perfect now. That's just absolutely just the best. So I'm really happy with that, and here's how the way it sits up. Yep, it's a little bit bulky, so if you were actually going to be sending this in the post, you might want to actually pop these down flat. But as I usually hand deliver my cards, I'm happy with the way that's turned out. So that's my card for today, and I hope you've enjoyed that. If you would like the written tutorial for this card, you will find that on my Facebook group called Diane for Stamping and Crafting. Stamping, crafting and tutorials. I'm having a real good go. And you will find the link right down the bottom here for that. And if you have enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, and I will see you again next week. Bye for now.